Thank you for staying with us. The World Health Organization announced today an end to the latest flare-up of the Ebola virus in Liberia, marking the first time there have been no known cases of the disease in West Africa since the epidemic began in 2013. But the continent may not yet be in the clear, as Uri Shapira reports.
After more than 2 years, the world's worst-known outbreak of Ebola is over. This, according to the World Health Organization, which published a statement through the social media Thursday after Liberia was declared free of the epidemic. 42 days ago, Liberia's last patient was tested negative. The people of West Africa welcomed the statement with a sigh of relief.
And from a house, you could pick 3-4 bodies in a day, and you see people sick. And up to when I talk about it, I think I still shed tears.
The epidemic began in December 2013 in eastern Guinea and swept through Liberia and Sierra Leone. More than 28,000 people became infected from the epidemic. At least 11,000 people died. Some sporadic cases of Ebola were also recorded in the US, the UK, and especially in Nigeria, where at least 4,800 people lost their lives.
Never has an epidemic caused more damage than Ebola. If the government and foreign partners succeeded in beating this disease, I can only thank God. Now that it's done, it's a very good thing that gives us hope.
The Ebola virus is transmitted to people from wild animals and spreads among humans through contact with bodily fluids of an infected person. Ever since the outbreak erupted, enormous efforts to purify infected areas have been taken by governments and international organizations. But despite the good news, there is still a room for concern. The WHO says that new flare-ups are likely to occur.
Yes, and joining us now on the phone is Leslie Lobel from Ben Gurion University. Good evening. Thank you for being with us tonight.
Good evening. Thank you.
Well, it's very good news on the surface of it from the WHO, but is it really safe to say the Ebola outbreak is truly over?
Well, I would think that at this point in time, the outbreak is over. I think it's true that in what they say that there will be additional flare-ups likely in the future. But for the time being, I think West Africa is fairly safe for people to go to, and I think that it is safe to say that the routes of transmission have probably been blocked, and we will not see any major number of cases in the near future.
Well, as we know, it wasn't really long ago that the Ebola vaccine was announced. A lot of excitement in the international media about that. But we know that hygiene is also a major issue. Was there too much hope, in your view, placed on the vaccine?
Well, not. I mean, I think that the vaccine could work. I think the problem was it wasn't available in time. And I think that that's what needs to be rectified for the next potential outbreak. But it is true that hygiene and actually control over the ecosystems and the routes of transmission could actually play a much larger role in control of Ebola than the vaccine itself.
Well, and one of the things, of course, that the West was criticized about during this Ebola outbreak was that the response of the West was not fast enough. Have there been lessons learned, and would you agree with this estimate?
I would agree that the response wasn't fast enough. I don't think we can blame the West because I don't think there have been a number of other outbreaks of Ebola in Africa over many years, and I don't think that people realized the magnitude of the crisis, and I think at that point it was a little late.
Yes, well, we certainly hope we will not be hearing of another outbreak of Ebola in West Africa or anywhere else. Leslie Lobel joining us from Ben Gurion University. Thank you very much for that.